And I was like, you know that you're gonna do the thing, and like they're gonna be looking at you, and you have to be ready, not in like a weird way because they're like literally 9, but like, you know.
Not in a weird way because they're literally 9.
But like you got to be careful not to traumatize them. You got to be like, okay, I can't have a wedgie.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to traumatize them whatsoever.
Not with your butt stuff. That's not good. I didn't like that.
Not with your butt stuff.
That's not what I meant.
Not with your butt stuff?
No, there was one time I saw this story on Reddit, and I'm very sorry if this person ever hears this. I have no idea who it is. But I saw it, and they were like, yeah, when I was growing up, I like had to wear a butt plug all the time because my mom had some severe mental illness, and she thought that the devil was going to come up into my butt. And so I was only allowed to take it out when I pooped, and that was it. And it was until I was like 9 or 10 that someone else realized and was like, that's no.
Child, wait, what's going on?
I can't ever forget that. I can't unhear, unread, unknow that. It haunts me.
Yeah, no, that's...
If I had to know, you had to know.
Why do you have to...
We're all in this together, right?
You're okay, yes, we are. We are. No, we are.
And that means that the things that really f*** me up,
we are.
I have to share with you so that you are also f***ed up.
And welcome to Lowe's Corner at the Bistro, y'all. Wait, camera here, camera there.
Camera there, camera there.
I could have put up another camera.
Camera there.
One day.
Always watching.
Really, always. That's Big Brother, child. That's Big Brother for y'all. But we're here. We're definitely queer.
Yeah, for sure.
We definitely are queer. And I have, well, who's stopping by the bistro today? Introduce yourself to the bistro.
Hello, bistro patrons. My name is Sage. I use they, them pronouns.
Yes.
I am an animal person. I'm going to school to be a zookeeper. I grew up in swamp. Nope. Well, yes, I did grow up in swamp.
No,
I grew up in Southwest Florida, next to the Everglades, and so I am a swamp baby.
That's definitely swamp.
I'm
That's
a swamp child.
a swamp child. Yeah.
And I hate capitalism.
Yes. Yeah. Same.
It's like core part of my personality, probably at this point.
But hey. I don't know. It's weird, like, interviewing, quote unquote, but it's not an interview.
I have no idea what I'm in for. I asked for an idea and I was told, we're just freeballing it. Just authentic conversation.
I didn't really have, you know what? First of all, I've never introduced my pronouns on here. So I probably should do that. And also, wait. Yes. Okay. Better. Okay.
Can you see my Hawaiian dad shirt?
Yeah, show it off.
I think I thrifted this at some point.
Nice.
It probably cost me money.
Nice. So my pronouns are he, they, and I don't think I ever introduced that on here. That's wild.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't even think I've ever truly introduced myself on here either.
Oh well, who are you?
Who
are you?
I'm Lo. I'm Lorenza. Lo is short for Lorenza or Lauren. Lorenza Lauren Weaver. That's my name. I'm originally from South Florida as well.
What's your social security number?
It is 678. It doesn't even start.
Taking notes.
It doesn't even start there. What else? I'm from Miami. You're originally from? Well, yeah, we all know because that's why I started the Liberty City. That's why I'm doing like the Queer Miami series. That's why. Yeah, I don't know what else. That's wild. I don't like being. That's one thing I always hated with icebreakers.
Expose yourself.
Yeah.
You're the one in the underwear this time.
Yeah. It's true. It feels so weird. It's so weird.
I feel like I deflect with humor a lot. Like, all the time when I feel uncomfortable, my automatic instinct is to make people laugh. So, like, in those kind of icebreakers, I would say, like, ridiculous things. Like, I would give people something to, like, go off of. And so, like, a lot of people were like, hi, my name is Jessica. I'm from this neighborhood. My daddy has a lot of money. And my favorite thing to do is get my nails done. And then I'd be like, hey, I'm Sage. Yesterday I picked a turtle up out of the pond in my backyard. He only has 3 legs. I've named him Susan. He lives on Mile and I now.
Susan.
That's a true story. I did, in fact, have a tortoise named Susan that lived on Mile and I for like maybe 9 months.
I don't know why. I just see Susan with a little bob cut.
She would like to speak to your manager, please. Right now. I would like a full refund.
A mess. A damn mess.
Yeah, Susan had somehow lost one of his legs. I don't even know how. Like, it wasn't a mess when I got to him, but it obviously, like, hadn't healed. So I was like,
hey.
Turtle?
Hey.
And then after a while of him living on Mile and I and me feeding him various green leaves and grass from outside and squash, I learned that he was a Florida box turtle, which I believe is a protected species. And I didn't want to get in trouble for keeping him on Mile and I. But then for years after, I kept leaving like food out for him, like outside in my backyard, and he kept coming back.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, we were buddies. We were friends.
Yay. I love that. I always wanted a turtle. We talked about this before. I've always wanted a turtle.
If you actually want turtles,
yeah,
I'm your guy.
I know. That's true. That's true. They do love. They have an entire zoo at their I
have at home currently a bearded dragon, a hamster, a betta fish tank, a coolie loach tank with assassin snails, and I have a tarantula.
You said assassin snails?
Assassin snails?
Snails. Wait, what?
They are special kind of snail. They have like this modified part of them that has like a little spike on it, and it's designed that they stab other snails and then go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's kind of cool.
Okay, that's kind of.
And they're like pack feeders, so they like move in one snaily group.
Wow, that's like fire ants.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow, damn.
So they can take down like snails like bigger than each of them individually as long as there's a group of them because they all go.
I hate you.
Exactly like that. These are their straws.
I'm dead.
They really like me at the mechanics.
Ciao.
When they're like, what's wrong with your car? And I'm like, well, it's going. And they're like, wow, it sounds like your alternator.
Wait. I am dead. I am not okay. That just took me. I'm not okay. Wait.
You don't ever go to the mechanic and make the sound your car is making. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is how it smells or sounds.
Yeah. You see, when I used to go to with my parents to the damn mechanic, I used to go and see which of them looked the hottest because for some reason I always thought mechanics looked hot. I don't know why. It was something about the jumpsuit. It was something about the jumpsuit for me.
Oh, see, like every mechanic I ever interacted with had like that blue and white striped collared shirt.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And like cargo pants. And they were always like someone's dad. And they were like Trump supporters. And they were like, Reagan's just the best president we've ever had. I just think he did great things for the country. And it's everyone else's fault that I lost my house and not the housing market crash. And also, everyone makes enough money. They're just not pulling themselves up by their bootstraps enough. Anyway, I'm going to go con some 18-year-old out of some money and give them 14 filters.
Damn. You didn't have to read them like that. Shit. Yo, why is this a rapid fire roast? So,
I'm like a cartoon character, and I exclusively wear like tank tops and jorts all the time, jorts. And so it would constantly like peel off on my thighs, like it wasn't even my clothes, it was my skin.
Oh, I hated the skin part too.
It was,
because that's my arms.
Ugh.
And
I had eczema. It just didn't mix well.
Yeah, no.
It was a slip and slide of my own sweat.
Oh.
I was a band kid too, so I was really.
Oh yeah,
I was
you
really
were.
soupy.
Oh. Speaking of being a band kid, tell us about growing up. Like, how was it growing up in fucking Southwest Florida?
So
Naples, of all places.
I feel like what distinguishes growing up in Naples as opposed to somewhere else in Florida is that the other big tourist attraction places in Florida have a large enough area and a large enough population to support the people who live there. So living in Naples, it was an entirely seasonal dependent place. Okay. We depended entirely, like our whole city's economy depended on the 8 months out of a year that people came down from up north. A lot of the people that live in Naples don't live there year round. So like anyone who does live there year round is pretty much made of people who work for the people who come down. Okay. And they have like crazy money. Like Naples is like one of the richest cities per capita in the United States or something crazy like that. Like Judge Judy lives there. Judge Judy has a house there. Oh yeah,
you did tell me that. That's wild.
I think Rick Scott has a house there.
That makes sense.
Like there's a lot of big people who live there and who have been there. Naples was one of the places that Trump came on his campaign rally. If that gives you an idea of the politics.
Yeah, child. It's yeah, child.
So Collier County is this huge expanded stretch of land that is very limited into the populations of like the city of Naples and then Marco Island and then Immokalee. Okay. And then there's like smaller communities going out a little bit more and then there's Everglades City down on like around Port Everglades. Okay. And then don't quote me on that geography. I could be wrong. That's as far as I understand it. My public education system was maybe not the greatest. That being said, Collier County Public Schools is
Florida, child.
The second highest employer in Collier County. The first highest is Marriott on Marco.
Wait.
So two of the highest employers are teachers and hotel workers.
Time out. But... A Marriott?
A Marriott.
What an entire...
It's like tripped out. It's got like 17 floors. It's got a private beach. It's got pools. It's got people that do paddle boarding and those kinds of like excursions off the beach. And they've got like those stupid little cabanas. And it's right next to the little plaza with the restaurants and the ice cream. And oh my God, it's so cute. And it's completely inhospitable for the people who live there who have had to work around it. Like, I remember
right.
when I lived on the island, my neighborhood was backed up. There were two Publixes on the island. There was a regular-sized Publix, like a normal one. Mm-hmm. And then there was, like, one of those vacation-style ones.
Yeah.
That, like, doesn't really have a whole lot, but it has a killer international section.
Yeah, yeah.
So we lived right next to that. And so we used to be able to walk for groceries if we did that. And so it just made more sense to do that, but we had limited access to food that way.
Okay.
And so, like, even though it was, like, this wealthy sort of area, we still had, like, limited affordable options for food. There was a Winn-Dixie on the island, but other than that, it was Publix or Winn-Dixie. The nearest Walmart was 6.5 miles away. It was 20 minutes going the fastest that you could with no traffic. There was, as far as I remember, 1 or 2 gas stations on the island, and they always charged more than if you went into town for it.
Damn.
The closest, like, there was a Bell's Outlet and a Walgreens. There was, like, a little movie theater with, like, 6 screens. There, like, wasn't, it was mostly, like, stuff for tourists. It was beaches. It was escape rooms. It was that kind of stuff.
That's wild.
And so it's all geared towards people who are coming on vacation to spend money.
Makes sense.
And so if you're a kid growing up there who doesn't have a lot of money, there's really not a whole lot to do.
We're the tourism state. We're the tourist state. I mean,
and then aside from teaching and like hotel and other service workers, restaurant workers, that sort of thing, the next biggest is the medical industry. There's a couple of major hospitals in Naples, and a lot of people come to Naples for end-of-life care.
Okay. That, which makes sense. Just with Florida in general, but like especially South Florida.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay.
And so, like, something that happens a lot that I'm sure happens everywhere, but I noticed a lot growing up in Naples is that we have high immigrant populations from Cuba and Haiti in specific. Like, specifically Cuba and Haiti. I'm not saying there's not others, but, like, that's, the bigs.
Right.
And so a lot of those people end up getting, like, their CNA license and stuff like that. And then they become, like, care workers, and they're abused. Because, like, they're serving rich, white, racist people who are treating them like crap, and they don't really have much of another option because they live in Naples. And the cost of living is ridiculously expensive. It's $1,400 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. And that doesn't include parking. It's probably more now, like 2,000 plus. Like,
yeah, it's probably ridiculous now.
And like Naples is extremely, it's like extremely segregated. Like there's very much like where the wealthy people are and where the other people are.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The highways there, would you say that they run through any particular type of communities?
So all of Naples, so 75 going south, the last 4 exits before 75 turns to Miami are Naples.
Okay.
So almost all of Naples is set on one side of the highway. Okay. The highway doesn't really run through the city. It runs parallel to the city.
Okay.
And so, like, around the highway exits are obviously, like, very busy parts of town just because, like, that's what tends to happen.
Right.
You know, people can access it. There's hotels, there's gas stations, there's fast food restaurants, and, like, it makes it easier for people to live there for cheap because I don't want to live next to the highway. I want to live on the coast. And Naples has a whole bunch of, like, hand-dug canals. So that people can buy waterfront properties.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes so much damn sense. Okay.
There's whole neighborhoods. There's this huge fancy neighborhood called Port Royal, where the big attracting factor is that every single house is a McMansion. And it has a dock in its backyard. They're all waterfront properties where you can immediately get out to the Gulf.
Oh, damn.
So they're like $1 million, multi-million-dollar houses.
Child.
That's like where Judge Judy and Rick Scott are.
That makes sense.
I think Rick Scott has a private beach.
That makes sense. That would make sense. Wow. Yeah.
So, like, that was pretty hard because my mom was a nurse and a cleaner and all kinds of service positions when I was growing up. My dad, like, the best he ever hit was a banker.
Damn.
Like a mega corporation banker. And so, like, I'm not saying that's anything of shame.
That's
like,
good. That's good. No,
we were doing pretty well, and we were a banker.
I'm just thinking. I'm also just thinking comparatively, like speaking in the area that you're in, because you're in a very pretty wealthy.
There weren't really a lot of opportunities other than some sort of service.
Right.
Like, I was a server. I worked in a restaurant starting when I was like 15.
That's wild.
Like, I've been working.
Right.
And it was really hard because nobody in Naples wanted to hire kids, and nobody especially wanted to hire kids that weren't white.
Right.
And so I recognized, like, my privilege in, like, being a white, feminine appearing person. Like, that definitely played a hand in my being able to survive in Naples the way that I did.
Right.
Because Naples police is crazy overactive. They, like, pull over for anything, and they'll catch you on anything. And, like, there are known speed traps where they'll pull you over for going 38 in a 35.
Oh, they just want money. They were bored and want money.
They're bored and want money, and it's a very, like, red area. And so, like, the fact that I was white and feminine appearing, like, probably saved my ass in a lot of situations where other people who didn't have that, like, wouldn't have been treated the way that I was.
Right.
And so, like, I think part of that is, like, I got away with fuck all. Mm-hmm. Because, kids are just being kids, but, like, not every kid there got treated like that.
Right. Oh, that's a lot, y'all. That's a lot.
The part that I loved about growing up in Naples is, like, it is right up against the Everglades. And, like, just as many, like, man-made, like, luxurious white sand beaches, there are estuaries, and there are mangrove swamps, and there's these cool outlets and pockets of nature, and it's, like, one of the most biodiverse areas in the United States. And it's got crazy cool things, and, like, the Everglades are the only place where alligators and crocodiles live together.
Right. Exactly.
And we've destroyed Florida's ecosystems.
Ciao.
Like, the minute people got to the state, they started, like, fucking everything up. They lowered our water table. They fucked up Okeechobee. Like, they've really diverted water, and now there's fertilizer and red tide happening because of human intervention, and, like...
exotic animals being introduced into, or, like, different... Like,
right, and, like, invasive species, and then it leads to a lot of brutality against animals that's not really fair because people aren't given proper animal education.
Right.
Like, yes, a Burmese python is an invasive species, and if you see one, you should try to trap it and bring it in somewhere. However, it is not going to eat you. It's not going to attack you. It's not going to make you crazy, bloody, awful. Like, if it tries to bite you, you've pissed it off.
Right.
They're not going to lunge. They're not going to...
Right.
Like, if you get close enough to its mouth and it feels threatened, it will bite you.
Yeah.
That's what things do.
So don't get close to
get close to its mouth.
Right. Duh.
There is no need for you to chop its head off with a shovel and post a video of it online and display the carcass. Oh my god, it's so common. All the time people do that kind of shit. I saw this crazy video the other day. It was really cool. Like, I really liked what the guy did. There was an alligator that had come out of the lake in his neighborhood up into his driveway. And he, like, kept his cool. He was just chilling. He was like, all right, you know what? And he grabs his trash can.
I saw that. Yeah.
And he puts it down on the ground and he holds the lid up and he basically, like, corrals the alligator into the trash can and wheels it over the water. I was like, yes.
Thank you.
That's what you do.
Thank you.
Like, don't feed it. Don't make it appealing for it to come back, but don't hurt it.
Right, exactly.
You're in its space. Like, they were here first.
Thank you.
We're these weird fleshy lumps building these weird hard brick things. And what do you mean I can't eat that? It's here. And it fits in my mouth.
Come on.
Like, it's not their fault.
Right. Preach.
And also, there's a lot of Florida Panthers in Southwest Florida. And they're, like, critically endangered.
Yeah, I was about to say, aren't they endangered?
Yeah, they need, like, as far as I'm aware, they have, like... large rangings. Like, they are very solitary. They don't like to interact with each other, and each of them needs like 25 square miles away from other ones, and like their habitat's just shrinking. It's just like disappearing.
Because I just remember growing up how we were taught to protect them, and just to see how much has deteriorated in just a little bit of time.
Something
it's wild to me.
I get like so mad about is like in Florida public education systems, the science education is so focused on like things that like, really don't matter all that much. Like, cell biology is not as important as understanding the environment around you and how to treat it.
Facts.
Like, knowing the role that trees play and that things play together and that things are necessary for the survival of other things, even if that means eating them.
Right.
Like, they keep each other in a balance. Everything goes in a certain way. And, and I'm like, oh, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. But people don't know that there's a reef off the coast of Florida.
Look at that.
There's a coral reef off the coast of Florida.
Look at that.
It's the largest reef off the United States.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And people don't know, and it's dying.
Yeah.
And also, there's this huge coral research project going on where they've farmed like 200 different species of coral, and they're like keeping them in these big grow houses like throughout the United States, and they're like studying them and trying to help them reproduce. And the idea is that the disease that is affecting them, something... spongy coral disease, spiny coral disease, something. They don't know what causes it or how to cure it, but they're hoping that eventually it will either run its course or they'll find a cure. And the corals that they have that are like being grown in labs and university settings, they will reintroduce back into the wild with repopulated species. But while they're in our care, they're doing a bunch of research.
Nice. I love... There's so much of this that's going on. There's like truly so much that I feel like does not get talked about. Like, I don't hear much about it. Like, I have to seek out the information. I've looked up a lot of this stuff just because I'm interested in a lot of this stuff, but there's not that much like news. It's not in the news all the time.
A lot of this stuff I learned because I was given an opportunity to be exposed to it, and like I sought after it. So like I did dual enrollment when I was in high school. So I took college classes at the state college. Florida Southwestern was my local. And I had a really sweet setup where the professors were also teachers at our high school. So my college classes were taught at my high school on campus in my high school classrooms.
That's cool.
But I was getting college credits doing college curriculum.
Nice.
So it was really cool.
Nice.
And I had this really awesome professor. His name is Jordan Danini. He is a herpetologist, that's a reptile person, and an ecologist, a wildlife ecologist. Biology, cool stuff.
Damn.
He taught an ecology of Southwest Florida class. I specifically got to take a class about what was happening in Southwest Florida, like what was going on.
Wow.
And so I was exposed to all of this stuff. And there's like all kinds of invasive species down there that people like, I'm realizing up here people don't really know about. Cuban tree frogs and cane toads are a really big problem in Southwest Florida.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Cane toads get to be like these huge pancakes, and they're extremely toxic. They have this
especially the dogs. Like,
they have this thing called bufotoxin. It's secreted out of a gland behind their eyes, and it's like meant to be like a repellent to things that might eat them.
Wow.
So dogs and cats get extremely sick if they bite or eat or lick or get in contact with these kinds of toads, and it like kills small dogs and cats.
Okay.
And also, up to this point, we have not known any natural predators. There's nothing that can survive eating them.
That's wild.
However, my professor from that Southwest Florida ecology class, he recently published a paper showing that the Florida garden snake, don't quote me on that, but I think it's the Florida garden snake, can eat juvenile cane toads. He found the first natural predator of cane toads.
Wow. That's awesome. Okay, wow.
So I got to do like cane toad research like while I was in his class, and like it was really cool. And he also is a specialist in diamondback terrapins. They're a species of turtle.
Damn.
No, but while I was in his class, he had a research permit for an eastern indigo snake. It's an endangered species down here. It's a protected species in a lot of other states.
Okay.
It's an all-black snake, and it's iridescent. It, like, glows back like rainbow.
Interesting.
Yeah, his snake was named Kodak Black.
Wow. No comment on.
He let me name one of his turtles Dolly Parton.
That's cute.
Except that there's a part of a turtle called the plastron.
Uh-huh.
So the turtle's name was actually Dolly Plastron.
I don't know, folks. I'm just here. I'm just here. See, I was in IB and International Baccalaureate, if people don't know what that is. When I did it through middle and high school. And there were certain classes I felt like that we had opportunities to take that other people didn't take. I know one in particular was art history, and that was great. But I would have loved to take something like that.
Yeah, for the most part, we had like the public high schools and then like private schools.
Yeah.
And there weren't like that many. Too. There was like a couple religious private schools. There was a rich kid private school.
Which one was that?
It's called the Community School of Naples.
Why is it always like some like country day academy? Like it's always something.
We also had Seacrest Country Day Academy. We also had First Baptist Academy.
It's always.
We also had Mason Classical Academy. I think there was also a Gulf Coast Academy in there.
Oh
Gulf
my
Coast
god.
Classical something.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead. Yeah, no. Yeah.
And also, I think that my concept of like a big high school is different than other people's concept of a big high school.
Yeah.
Like the biggest high school in my district, at the biggest it was, had a graduating class of 1,100.
Oh yeah, no, that was pretty much my graduating class. So like
I graduated with a class of 380 people.
Damn. Yeah, no, that's chump change. That ain't shit.
I think they got bigger after us, but like I went to a smaller school, I guess. But it's not like the other schools were like 700, 800 graduating classes. Like it wasn't.
Right. So y'all were one of the bigger schools then.
I mean, other than the private schools, I think were the second smallest public school.
Oh wow.
I think the school that was smaller than us was the one. It was in Immokalee, which, as far as I understand, is a farming community.
Okay, so
it's like a very agricultural area.
Okay.
So like.
So that's what I want to. I feel like learn or just like gather a little bit more information about is like the different type of communities like that. Like yeah, and
there are distinctions, and not everyone who is from Naples thinks that all of Naples is the same thing. There are some people who think that I call Naples and unincorporated Collier County down to Marco Island. I include all of that as Naples. Immokalee all the way down, you're from Naples. Like, if you're in Collier County, unless you're from another city, you're from Naples.
Right.
Like, that's just how I feel about it.
Right.
But people who are from Naples insist that I am not from Naples. I am from East Naples, which is different, or Lely, which is also apparently different and not just neighborhoods.
Child, that just sounds like they call you the N-word, child. That's what they...
They might as well.
That's exactly
because
what
guess
that
where,
sounds like.
Guess where the black people were.
There we go. There we go.
So there were 3 primary communities where people of color were. So Immokalee, the farming community, and then Lely, where I was, East Naples, that sort of area. And then the third area was called Golden Gate City.
Wow.
For the most part, they're all just normal people. Really, they're just people with kids who live in neighborhoods.
Right.
There's, like, public parks everywhere. There's, like, big stoplights, and there's big sidewalks, and there's bike lanes, and it's just, like, a really normal place to live. Like, it's pretty sleepy. Not really all that much happens, and, like, even, like, the bad areas aren't even, like, anything. It's just, like, the houses are closer together.
Right. I mean, well, yeah. That's what
there's no HOA.
That's what they do when like they just pack people in like sardines when they don't. Yeah, no.
It's like the difference of like $200,000 houses versus everywhere else in Naples is 400 plus. It's like the normal people who do normal things. So like it could be just like people where one person's a teacher and one person's like maybe a janitor and they have like 3 kids.
Right.
And it's just like those kinds of people.
Right.
It's very normal.
Oh my goodness.
But then all the rich white kids get into crazy trouble and shit.
That sounds about...
Like...
But we don't talk about that. Okay.
Like, so... Y'all didn't hear this from me, but because Port Everglades is right there, there is a lot of access to a lot of drugs.
Oh, no, that's...
But you know what you need to have in order to get drugs? Is money. And what did we talk about earlier about who gets jobs as teenagers? Ooh. So for the most part, generally, on average, the white kid who is rich with a job is more likely to be getting in trouble because they have the means to get in trouble.
Sounds about white. sounds about it. You know, that's just. I feel like that. I mean, that was kind of my experience too growing up because I grew up in Liberty City, but I went to school. I was in the IB program. I went to school in the Grove and Gables. So like, I pretty much was around just like rich or well off. Just people. So no, and they have more access to shit. And I also had access to like private school like people, and child like their access to things is an entirely different level. So like,
and also the city of Naples, like the culture of it is extremely anti-homeless. It is extremely hostile towards houseless people. And so there's, like, not really an option. Like, they run you out, basically.
I hate how
they, like, run you into hiding. It's disgusting.
I hate that. I hate how we treat homeless people in this society.
Same. It's...
Oh.
So, by boundaries, the city of Naples is, like, a 2.5, maybe 3 square mile stretch on the beach. The courthouse for the city of Naples is not technically within the city limits of the city of Naples.
What kind of
but
shit is that?
That's not Naples. Everything else is in Naples.
What kind
it's
of
just
shit?
a beach.
You know what, child? I hate people.
And according to them, North Naples is separate from other Naples.
Why? Because it's wealthier?
They have money.
That sounds I knew money had to be involved. This caste system, bitch. I hate it.
So,
I fucking hate it.
Some more normal people, like, think upper middle class. So, you know, like, both parents have degrees, have a specialized job. You know, maybe they're both teachers. Maybe one's a doctor. That kind of thing. Some of those kids went to Naples High School. And there was also a lot of privileged kids because they had a very good football team and their parents would sign out-of-zone paperwork to get them on the very good football team.
Ciao.
And then Golden Gate was like Laylee was. It was just normal kids, normal people. Not the most money in the whole world. Barron had a lot of money. And Gulf Coast got a lot of donor money, which was very evident because their marching band marched in the Macy's Day Parade.
Damn.
Another band from my county, Palmetto Ridge High School, they marched in Trump's inauguration. That's where I'm from.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That is disgusting. Yeah. Oh, no. Imagine being a queer fucking kid in that motherfucking band at that motherfucking time.
It was a band. All the kids were queer.
That.
So, like, in Naples, it was very hard to find community in a lot of different places. And so, like, a way that I found community was, like, being in band and, like, that sort of stuff.
That makes sense, yeah. No.
Most kids in Naples were a part of something, played some sort of sport, did something, just fucking do something to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Because the way that you got out of fucking Naples was getting into college. So, like, it was absolutely crazy.
That's crazy how capitalism works, right? That's
because some people had either money they could rely on to get out of Naples, or they had something else they could rely on. Either they were a super hard worker and they would do whatever they needed to, or maybe they were super smart and they could get scholarships and they could get a full ride somewhere, or maybe they could work their ass off and they could do it the SAT multiple times and they could get bright futures and they could go to a Florida school and then work and pay rent and they would be fine because anything's better than Naples.
I was just about to say it's wild that like y'all are you have to escape this place, you know, like you
it's too expensive. Like if you don't leave when you graduate high school, the chances that you are trapped there for the rest of your life increase with every year you spend there. It's just so expensive you can't ever hope to get out.
That's wild.
When rent is $1,800 a month for 1 or 2 people, like
that's wild.
What are you supposed to do?
That's wild. And then you're already, I mean, if you don't have money there, like you're already in.
And that's how they keep their industries alive.
Yeah, like.
And also, guess where recruiters go?
Oh,
military recruiters love Naples.
Yeah. They love those communities. They love those type of communities. You know, because they get both. They get what they consider the poors, and then they get those rich ones that want to honor their fucking country. Like
you know how you have to get senator recommendations to go to the Air Force or the Naval Academy? Multiple kids from my high school got in.
Look at that. That's wild.
It's like the privilege of the area is crazy.
That's wild. That's so wild.
There's also some crazy number of golf courses there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Like a staggering statistic that I can't pull off the top of my head.
I want to look up. I mean, I guess we can. How many in South Florida alone? I want to know how many. Damn, it's over. Damn. And, okay, so this was in February of 2020. It was over 1,000 just in Florida alone. That's wild. Damn. How much land is? What the? Wait. How much land do we have?
You mean how many swamps have we cut down to golf courses in?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's wild. Like, what?
Okay, you ready?
Go. Yeah.
What? So there's over 1,000 golf courses in Florida alone, right?
Yeah.
92 of them are in Naples. Almost 10% of all the golf courses in the state of Florida are in Naples.
And that's why Naples is so big land-wise.
It's all golf courses. And it's also like mangrove swamp.
Yeah.
And there's this neighborhood. It's like, it feels weird to call it a neighborhood. It's called the Everglades Estates. It's like people buy these just huge chunks of land and build houses on them. It's just like sort of out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yo. 92 golf courses? What? In a single area? Child.
I think it'll say the square miles. It's calculating it. Hold on.
That's disgusting.
There are 92 golf courses in Naples, Florida, and there are another 8 golf courses within 20 miles of Naples.
Damn. Well, yeah, especially if you go like further east over there, West Palm. So like, that makes sense. Wow, that's wild.
So like, if you look at this little map of Naples, you see this concrete part. That's the city of Naples. Just the gray.
Damn.
And then North Naples.
Damn.
Golden Gate.
Damn.
Lely. East Naples, Lely. And then you go down and there's Marco. And then
that's all
there's
Naples.
Forest.
Yeah, that's all Naples.
Everglades. Yeah, some people say this isn't Naples.
No, that's all Naples.
It's all Naples.
No, that's all Naples. What the fuck? Yeah, no, that's all Naples.
There's Big Cypress there. I remember going on like field trips where they'd be like, "Bring your waders, we're going in the swamp."
We went on field trips there. So like, yeah, no. Like, I just remember I just remember taking, I feel like I took the longest nap. And then woke up and we were in this weird different area. Definitely not Miami. Definitely not Miami. We were we're no longer in Miami, Toto. Like, I don't know where we are. And
with recent anti-trans legislation and stuff in Florida, it's looking like we're probably gonna have to leave at some point. And I really don't want to do that. I love Florida. Florida is my home. And something I'm scared of is if I have to live outside of Florida, I won't see alligators on the side of the road anymore.
I know. I won't see iguanas.
I love alligators.
I love gators too. I love seeing gators. Like when I was a student at UF.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
And they used to come on. They used to walk onto the fucking into campus, into the walkways and whatnot.
They're just chilling.
They're just chilling. No, they just we used to have they used to cone it off a little bit, I believe, or whatnot.
They're like, you guys see this big ass rock that gets really warm? The fuck aren't you guys laying down here too? You've put this perfect blasting platform here and you're not going to use it? Don't mind if I do.
I'm going to chill. Thank you. I used to love that shit. Because I love nature, and I love just being reminded how we're still all a part of this. Like, we're still all a part of this fucking nature. We're still all a part of this world. And I feel that we get lost when it's just a bunch of us around and we don't have that nature. I don't want to say interference because it's their fucking home. Like, when we don't get that,
we start to feel wrong when we make everything too human.
Yes.
If we don't let it be a little bit natural, it feels wrong.
So wrong.
Like, you know those perfectly manicured lawns that are perfectly flat in the same monotonous green? It's like, okay, this isn't cute. This doesn't look right.
And it's wild that people actually sought that out. And people still seek that out. I would never understand that.
If there's a list of things I hate, number 1 is capitalism. Number 2 is the manicured lawn.
Suburbs. Fuck suburbs.
Please research wildflowers in your area and just spread your wildflower seeds in your yard. Your ecosystem will thank you. You can still have something that looks fine and looks presentable.
Yeah.
But grass doesn't do anything.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. It's not ecologically significant at all. If you literally just put weeds in your yard, you will get so much more stuff there.
Look at that. Don't eat grass. Don't eat grass. Okay.
Please don't eat grass.
Please don't eat grass.
I am begging you not to eat grass.
Do not, child.
Please do not eat grass. You can quote me on that.
And on that note, thank you for stopping by the Bistro.
Thank you for giving me a delicious snack.
Thank you. You're welcome any fucking time. You know that, child. Anytime.
Stay tuned for my next visit where we'll talk about how Dijon mustard is the superior sandwich condiment.
Oh.
I'm already rocking worlds.
Oh. No. No, that just really tore my stomach up, y'all. I don't think y'all truly understand.
Okay, poopy.
Oh, okay, y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by the Bistro this week. Always remember to rate, subscribe wherever you're listening or watching this from, whatever, any of that. Stay safe in these streets and toodles. Deuces.
Don't eat grass.
I hate you. Stop the video.